Section 5.2, function notation. You're used to me anyway, writing functions as maybe y equals 2x minus 3, or y equals x squared minus 3x plus 4. And in many situations, we deal with more than one function at a time. This happens more and more often as you move up into higher and higher level classes, or if you move into science type courses, you'll have more than one function. To call them y gets a bit confusing. If I were to say, plug in x equals 4 and tell me the value of y, you wouldn't really know which formula to plug it into. So instead of using the symbol y, we use a different symbol, and this is called function notation. Instead of y, I write this symbol. And instead of y over here, I might write this symbol. Okay, this symbol here is read f of x. And this one over here would be g of x. What this means is, this means f is our function name. Also, the dependent variable. Fancy way of saying it's the outputs. We're going to call our outputs f. And then this x inside the parenthesis here, kind of a bad notation, because something inside parentheses like that tends to make you think of multiplication, but we really don't mean multiplication there. And what we really mean is x is the independent, let's put dependent wrong over there, x is the independent variable. Okay, so here's something you're used to doing. If I give you y equals 2x minus 3, I might ask you to build a table and plug some numbers in, like 0 and 4. Plug 0 in, get your y number, you get negative 3. Plug 4 in, 8 minus 3 is 5. I can accomplish exactly the same thing over here. If I ask you to find f parentheses 0. What that means is I'm telling you, I don't want you to write the letter x anymore. I want you to write the number 0. So wherever I see an x, I plug in 0, and you get minus 3 again. F at 4 would be 2 times 4 minus 3. I don't write the number 4. I don't write the letter x. I plug in the number 4. All right, so let's look at our g of x equals x squared minus 3x plus 4. I'm going to ask you to find g at 2. All I'm really telling you to do there is take 2 and plug it in for x. Okay, again, this g parenthesis 2, that does not mean multiply. And that's the common mistake people are going to make. All this symbol means is plug 2 in. So I'd have 2 squared minus 3 times 2 plus 4. So that's going to be 4 minus 6 plus 4. That's 2, I believe. Or I might ask you to find g at negative 3. This means plug in negative 3. So I would have negative 3 squared minus 3 times negative 3 plus 4. That's 9 plus 9 plus 4. That's 22. Now, sometimes we do this. I won't put a number there. I might have g of x as x squared minus 3x plus 4. And I might ask you to find g at a plus h. Why would you want to do something like that? Well, truthfully, that's a couple classes ahead why we do this, but I just want you to get used to seeing it. G at a plus h simply means go to my g formula, don't write the letter x anymore, write a plus h. So I'm going to have a plus h squared minus 3 times a plus h plus 4. And I'm going to leave my answer just like that. I didn't see any directions that told me I had to simplify, so I'm not going to. Okay, let's go back to our f function here. F of x is 2x minus 3. What would it mean if I asked you to find f of a plus h for that? It would simply mean, don't write the letter x, write a plus h. Now this one's pretty simple. I think I will simplify this one. All I have to do is distribute 2a plus 2h minus 3. All right, kind of the last thing you're going to see here, you need to recognize the difference in the two notations. I'm going to make up a new function here. H of x is, I want to make it fairly easy, I guess, 4x plus 1. Two different symbols you're going to see, and you need to recognize the difference between the two of them. Let's say I give you h at 5. Notice where the 5 is. The 5 got plugged in where the x was. So over here, I plug in where the x is. That's 4 times 5 plus 1. That's 21. On the other hand, I might give you h of x equals 5. Now notice where the 5 is. The 5 is over here, and the x we don't know. So what this is really asking you, this is saying, okay, the y value, if you will, is the number 5. What x value works? So what I'm really asking you to do here is take the number 5, plug it into that formula right there. So this is the same as 5 equals 4x plus 1, and then you have to solve the equation. Subtract 1 on both sides. 4 equals 4x, so x is 1. Okay, let me give you one more of those, and then we'll call it good for today. I'm going to make up a new function, f of x. F of x is 2x minus 3. Notice the difference in these symbols. F at negative 2. That means plug negative 2 in for the x. So that's 2 times negative 2 minus 3. That's minus 4 minus 3. That's minus 7. On the other hand, if I give you f of x equals negative 2, I'm asking you to find x. I'm not giving you x, find x. So we would solve the equation, negative 2 equals 2x minus 3. You know, that's the same function I used earlier, isn't it? I didn't even realize that. Oh well, irrelevant. Add 3 to both sides, I get negative 1 equals 2x. Oh, I'm sorry, positive 1. I got to add 3. Positive 1 equals 2x. Divide x is a half.